Hey everybody, it's Mandy with Motivated by Mandy. Always here to give you the real-time aspect of invisible illness and what it looks like and some of the emotions and other things that come with it. Unlike other content creators, I like to do things in real time, as well as I plan on bringing some podcasts into this, but while I'm bedridden, I figured I should probably try to catch up on most of this. So, I haven't posted yet my real-time experience in the hospital as of almost 3 weeks ago. I was in there for a couple weeks with some major spinal changes since the last MRI, which was less than a year prior. And I live with ehlers danlos syndrome, hereditary alpha tryptasemia, young onset Parkinson's disease with generalized dystonia, all the comorbidities you could imagine, plus rare idiopathic allergies that are anaphylactic, and all those comorbidities and dysautonomic function. If you have questions, I can break them all down for you. I probably will come through this video anyway. Sorry to say so much, but that's what happens when it's unscripted in real life and you're in a lot of pain. So basically, I was in the hospital a couple weeks ago. I have a herniated disc, and my disc degenerative disease had progressed a lot with more spinal stenosis in a short amount of time, and I am not a candidate for surgery as I'm allergic to heat and cold and temperature change, and it causes anaphylaxis and to an uncontrollable level where I end up in the hospital for like years, not years, 7 months or so at a time. Feels like freaking years. So now going to the hospital, drives lots of fears. So I always wait till things are pretty bad to go to a hospital, but anyway, I still have, I saw a spinal surgeon, and, we know this surgery is really not an option. It's life or death for me, and so things were getting better. I was starting to walk a lot better without the walker. I wasn't able to walk for long distances. Doing my PT as usual, as I have been for the last 5 years, 2 times a week, in all different categories and areas, because with ehlers danlos and everything I have, there's vertigo, proprioception, POTS, balance issues, pain issues. I'm hypermobile, and knowing where my body should be in space and time is not a normal thing for me. If Josh used blah blah blah. Anyways, invisible illness sucks. Anyhow, so recently there was an event which I really can't get into the details right now, but ended up causing physical distress to my body, and without it wanting to be that way, and my concerns weren't heard as things were happening. Anyways, I was injured severely in different ways with hypermobility, EDS. You're prone to dislocations, tears, anything with connective tissue, because that's what holds the whole body together. So anyways, I'm going to get back on topic. I have been living in a state of I'm losing my words at the moment, I'm sorry. Adrenaline and shock for, it's been about 2 weeks now. Maybe 2 weeks to the day today. And I was in immediate pain, and then it was survival mode, type of we got to deal with all these things that came with it. And but I could tell, my back was not good. And now I'm almost back at hospital level, which scares the crap out of me. I'm waiting for the doctor to call now. It's just never what you want it to go that way. And like when you have these conditions that worsen things and cause such things at any age, it sucks. But I'm sure even younger than me, I was late diagnosed, but lived in a lot of pain my whole life and just thought it was normal. And we've had cancer before, and it turns out one of the conditions I have is why I had cancer, and they're always on the lookout, because there's lots of things why, which we can get into other days. But I want to just express how much being stuck in the bed, it sucks. Like, my mind is going from all these things that needed to be done, all these things I did on my ABC task list for my executive function issues due to neurological problems involving the YOPD and dystonia, etc., etc., etc. But you make this list out of things you have to do, and it gets like you're just kind of stuck. And I have the cart with all my medical stuff on it and paperwork and things I can do. It's boring. Don't think that people want to be disabled. Like, know that we are bored as fuck. This is isolating, lonely. It makes you feel incompetent. There's so many things you have to work through, and the mind and body are connected 100%, but there's some things that no matter how much you work on to help the mind to heal the body, or just what they are genetically, mutation wise, whatever it is, born that way, born different, so to say. And I just want to say that it's hard to battle your emotions when your physical is low, like especially somebody who enjoyed the gym so much, like Motivated by Mandy originally started as my personal training career, and it's now my platform for invisible illness and networking with others to get information out there, to get people to know that they're not crazy, that some of these things that are happening to their body are actually real. And yes, there are some natural methods in which I'm always going to be for, that are an absolute, but you're not out of your mind, you're not crazy, and it takes a lot of time for people to find these things. I lived my whole life thinking these things were normal that I was doing in life. That turns out aren't even a little bit. So, even though normal, just quote me on this, is a setting on a dishwasher and nothing more. But that's what we need to be thinking of. When doctors are thinking hooves for a horse and trying to stick to the bland stuff, they need to step out their realm and think hooves as in zebras. The people who aren't atypical. Just gonna leave it at that. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. And for everybody who's bedridden today, my heart is with you. I hope you find some grace within yourself and some compassion, and that you can hold up knowing that you're doing your best. So much love to all of you out there. Hope everybody is at peace with themselves.